Good morning, Internet. So, we are now nearing the holidays, and I want to prepare you because you're going to be dealing with your narcissistic mother-in-laws, your narcissistic father-in-laws, your narcissistic relatives. You're going to be dealing with them, and they're going to cause drama. They always cause drama. Why do they cause drama? Because they feel that since they are now reunited with family members for a certain holiday, that they can basically show their asses like the baboons that they are, and people are going to accept it. You can also use this anytime that you have narcissistic family members as well, any time of the year. But this is Christmas, right? Christmas is around the corner, and you want to know, how can you not deal with the typical BS that you deal with every single year, right? I'm going to give you the simplest answer possible because it's worked for me. It's worked for me a lot. Cry. Even if you're a man, cry. Now you're saying, oh my God, Supernova, why would I want to do that? Because narcissistic people do not know how to cry well. They'll use crying as a tactic, but it's always alligator tears. I'm telling you, because you're an empath and you can dig deep into your emotions, when they start some stuff and it gets kind of heated, just start crying and be genuine with your tears. All the frustration that you've been bottling up, all of that hate and pain that you had, if it's at the dinner table, if it's around the Christmas tree, if it's, during snow time, if it's in the Bahamas, wherever you are and there's a large group of people, start crying. But don't just cry. Just start rattling off all of the narcissistic sins while you cry. Let me tell you what that's going to do. First off, narcissistic people do not like to be embarrassed. They don't. You can put a narcissist on blast and you start a war, right? You start a war. But here's the thing, is that when you put a narcissistic person on blast, be they a lover, be they a family member, be they a friend, then you are at the risk of having their herd of flying monkeys, I guess that's what they call them, basically their support system, who are too weak to see them for what they are or too weak to walk away from them, right? You have the risk of having those people defend them, right? And that basically starts an instantaneous smear campaign. But if you cry and you start rattling off their sins, that's a completely different angle. This is what I call psychological warfare. Now, it's truthful. It's truthful. Your tears are truthful, because every time this has happened to me, I was crying for real, but I had basically bullets loaded that I can start rattling off how shitty my narcissistic family was. Period. So cry. Cry. Is your mother-in-law a bitch? Please start talking about how she questions your mothering skills, even though she's not a great mother herself. Start going on about how your stepfather has a drinking problem. Start going on about how, brother Bobby never paid you back that $20 and you thought he was a better person than what he acts like he is. Start going on about all of their sins while you are sobbing and snotting up the room. And this is what's going to happen. Tears have a mystical way of touching people. Tears have a way of getting deep into people's hearts and revving up their sympathy. Because when you're crying, you are really in a place where you just have no more to give. Even if you're a man, especially if you're a man and you're crying, but you're not doing the snotty cry, you're doing the man tears, like that one tear drops or the two tears drop, and you're just like, I can't believe, how I've tried to be a good man to you. Excuse me. I can't believe how I try to be noble to you. I can't believe this, and you're still going to try and hurt me, even though I care for you. Typically, men don't cry, right? But when you do this in front of a narcissistic person, you're showing your hand saying, I can't do anything with this person to the point where I cannot even contain my emotional self. And male tears against a woman who is a known bitch, but they're cool male tears, and you walk away silently, that's going to have a huge impact. You want to ruin the narcissist status. Tears are instant ruining of status. You want to make sure that you ruin them? Cry, and then tell all their business while you cry. Tell it. Tell it to the mountain. Tell it to the church. Tell it to the table. Tell it to that stupid ass turkey that they fucking burned. Just tell it and cry. And then, if it's even better, if you have somebody who's on your side who knows how horrible this person is, cry on their shoulder and then ask to leave the room. The narcissist or NPD is not going to know what to do because they have no heart. Tears are used as a ploy, but very rarely are tears used truthfully. Very rarely. And I can say that because I've been around narcissistic people who lost their spouses to death, lost their family members to death, and they maybe cried for like 5 minutes and then act like nothing ever happened. Imagine losing your mother and then not crying. Imagine losing your husband or wife or child and not crying. These are the people that you love so much, Internet, that even with the death of a child, their own child, they won't mourn long. So during this holiday, keep that in mind, that other person at the table who's causing you grief probably wouldn't even sob over their own grandchild if they lost them. Probably wouldn't sob over you if you died. So cry, ruin them, make them suffer, make them look bad in front of the people that they want to look good in front of. Cry, walk away, and then, as a cherry on top, tell people that as long as this person is here at this gathering, I will not show up. Happy holidays, Internet. Go get 'em.